So hi guys, I thought I would take this opportunity to show you a heart opening restorative. My name is Frances and we're going to set this up as a yoga restorative. I'll show you what we need. We need a blanket. So you can have, I have a yoga blanket, but you can use any blanket and fold it up so that you have kind of roughly this size and shape. And we're going to use 2 blocks if you have some yoga blocks at home. And I'm going to use 3 pillows. Okay, so just want to show you how to set this up. All right, so that you have this opportunity to have a nice restorative yoga pose. You can breathe in and relax. So we're going to take this blanket and we're just going to make a long roll. I'm going to make it kind of tight. And we're going to go ahead and use this roll blanket in a second. We're going to take the 2 blocks in an L shape, right? And I like to give credit where credit is due. I learned this heart opening restorative while working at the Prenatal Yoga Center. So my good friend Deb Flashenberg, she's amazing, taught us how to do this. We would often do it in the end of a prenatal yoga class, but it works also for for the rest of us, which is all good. But definitely if you're prenatal, you can do this too. So what I'm going to, we have one way of doing the feet, but I'm going to show you another way to do, use the blanket to kind of do a little bit of opening of the heart, okay, a little differently. So I'll show you both, okay? So we're going to use the pillows. We're going to start by having the pillow sort of stacked. This is simulating a bolster. So in a yoga studio, you might have a bolster that you would put on an ankle. If you have a bolster, by all means, put a bolster on an angle on those yoga blocks. So I'm going to just start by stacking one pillow up a little bit lower. I'm going to have another pillow on top of that, and then one more. So we're kind of making like this slope, right? And I might need to fuss with it a little bit because if the whole thing falls over, maybe the orientation of the pillows needs to shift just a little bit. So I'll show you 2 versions of this heart opening restorative. The first one is going to be with the soles of the feet together, and we're going to use the blanket on our ankles. So we're going to take the blanket on top of our ankles, on top of our feet, and tuck it underneath our ankles. Right now I'm sitting right at the edge of this sort of creation here. I'm going to hope that it's not going to fall over, but the idea is that you're going to just be on a nice slope, right? So I'm going to scoot, just wiggle into it just a little bit so that I feel comfortable. And I could sit here with my ankles supported. That's going to keep my legs feeling supported. I'm going to do my hands, palms facing up, right? And I could just stay here and rest. I'm going to show you one more variation that's going to just shift it a little bit and be a little more heart open. So you could keep the blanket on your ankles, right? Or this other variation, I'm going to end up with my feet in the same position, but I'm going to use the blanket a little bit differently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of let the blanket come around me. And there goes my prop, so I'll kind of have to prop that back up. But just to kind of continue with this, I'm going to kind of wiggle the blanket up around. Right? I kind of think of it like if I was holding something underneath my arm, like you might hold maybe like a little handbag, a little clutch. And then you're going to just let that wrap around your upper back. You're going to wiggle it up. So that's going to be kind of right behind the breastbone. And then when you come back to lie back down on your props, they didn't fall over, then you're going to be in a nice restorative pose. So let me try these props again. You might have to fuss with this a little bit yourself as well to make it so they don't really fall over. But you can kind of, let's see if this one holds up for me. Okay, so you have your slope, your simulated bolster, and we have our rolled blanket. As tightly as you can roll it, the better. Let me try this again. So we're going to bring that underneath one arm, wiggle that blanket up underneath, so behind the breastbone, and I'm going to slowly start to. Are we going to make it, guys? Is it going to fall over? Oh, it did. Okay, that's actually not even so bad. But the idea is here that the breastbone is going to be nice and kind of opening up. You can feel the rib cage open up. I actually almost prefer this, right? So my whole prop setup fell over a little bit, and I ended up cross-legged, right? So that's not a bad way to go into this either. But the idea is that you're opening the heart And take a full deep breath in here. And a full exhale. And one more full deep breath in. And a full exhale. And remember, if you wanted to, you could do the soles of the feet together like we did in the first variation. Right? We're going to go ahead and come out of this. I'm going to just kind of roll over onto my side. And what I'm going to do is going to give you one more variation while we're at it. I'm going to just kind of lose the blanket, lose the pillows, lose the yoga blocks. Oh, that one's coming back at me. And I'm going to just go with this blanket, right? So this is kind of a simple variation. And if you're okay to lie down on your back, if we were prenatal, we wouldn't be lying flat on our back. But if you're not, then you're going to just use this simple rolled blanket. And it's in the same position. So it's allowing you to open up the heart. Now I'm going to do one different leg variation. This time I'm going to bring my feet wide and let my knees fall toward each other. And I'm putting my arms in L shapes here. So I'm opening the heart. And I could just stay here, allowing this opening, right? This opening of the heart. Take a full deep breath in here. Now the legs are falling, the knees together, right? So that you can just relax the legs. Let's do 2 more long deep breaths right here. And 1 more long deep breath right here. And gently start to come out of this. You can come to one side. Just let the earth support you for a moment or two. And then slowly use your hands to press yourself back up to sit. So there you have it. A couple of variations on a little bit of a heart-opening restorative pose. And I hope that helps you. Just, I know for myself, I found this a very profound sense of relief in doing this pose. This was like some years ago. I remember the kids were small. And I just remember having some like intense kind of feeling of like just grouping like stress, right? And I know that that's possible that we're all kind of weaving in and out of that stress at different points of the day. And so if you ever need a quick tip, quick pose to help you out, one of these, probably the last one with just the blanket, and it's kind of just opening up, right? Can just be a great place to let that stress dissolve, let the heart open, and allow you to breathe. Just breathe fully in that pose for a good long time, as long as you need. Okay? So I hope that's helpful for your day. And thanks so much, you guys. Have a great rest of your day.